people that like, we've got a Temple mattress in the spare room. Like, whoa, so exciting. I think you know you're quite well off when you actually start buying dusters instead of just using your socks. That's when you know you've got disposable income as far as I'm concerned. You know, obviously you take your sock off first. Not just like, oh, around the portraits of grandfather. I imagine you all have portraits. If not, don't tell me, I don't want to know. It's nice to be here, it's exciting, it's nice to see a different part of London. I moved to Old Kent Road in South East London. Yeah, if you've never been there, don't bother. There's a bloody good reason no one bothers with it on Monopoly. It's disgusting. It's not a nice place to live, you know. And I'm struggling with it slightly because I was born and raised in Somerset. And it's quite a culture shock going from Norton Fitzwarren to the Old Kent Road. You know? And I'm not saying I was stupid. I was a bright kid by Somerset standards, you know. Age of 7, I could successfully recognise 1 out of 2 of my parents. She says, what? And when I left primary school, I was voted girl least likely to have her brother's baby. Mainly because my brother's fucking hideous. Not even my cousins will touch him. They're not fussy people. So, it's nice. But it's cool. It's just the problem that I'm having is that when you grow up in a tiny village in Somerset and then you move, it's quite hard to be ghetto when you're from Somerset. You know, I didn't even realise you don't have to pronounce the T's in ghetto if you don't want to. They are completely superfluous to the word. You get in quite a lot of trouble for saying superfluous too loudly as well. It's just awkward because, you know, you're like, where I'm from, you're like, yeah, blood don't come down my road at night, yeah? Because if you don't have a 4x4, you're not getting out again. There is no tarmac. Gosh, this is awkward. Would you like some hummus? You know? It's just a bit more like that. Like, I was trying to explain to my neighbours that where I'm from, you're only really likely to get shot if you're out at night in an orange fur coat chasing chicken. Other than that, relatively safe. I'm doing a lot better now though than I was my first week here. It was abysmal. I was just fucking stupid. I was in Victoria Station and I was quite proud of myself for having conquered the tube without getting stabbed, you know. I just got a light fingering, it was lovely. Get to France, you get Orangina, get to London. Oh, trip to the doctors. Dirty. But and I got to Victoria Station and I was like, oh, I'm Cousin Porter, I'm Carrie Bradshaw. And then this policeman walked past me with one of the like golden retrievers all wrapped up in the shiny yellow coat. And I stood there looking at him thinking, well, it is not every day you see a blind policeman. Yeah, drug culture. It's difficult though, isn't it? Like, wow, when the riots kicked off, I expect Surbiton was snowed under. But Old Kent Road was ever so slightly on fire, and I hadn't realised how middle class the house share I lived in was. No, I wasn't home when the riots kicked off, not because I was rioting. Hilarity. Whittards was already in administration, so there was nothing I wanted, and I was up at the Edinburgh Fringe, and so I texted home just to check that everything was alright back at the house. So, and my housemate texted me back and she said, well, they are looting the Tesco and the Argos. Now, Tesco and Argos about 100 yards from our front door. She said, they're looting the Tesco and the Argos. We've had to bring the recycling bins in. What a magical reaction to absolute social deprivation. That was beautiful. Just please don't play that tune again. We've got 4 different bins. It takes an hour to sort it these days. What a rapscallion. It's amazing. I love it. The men are the weirdest thing, though. They're just... give us a trivia in a team. I was going to say team relationship. They're called relationships. It's been a while. Give us a trivia in a relationship. Oh, you sound so happy. It's not with this lady here, is it? Kick him hard. You didn't deserve that. Face, grey hair, lovely. Not she's got them and they're lovely. That wasn't just like she's got all the features. Be fucking happy about it, because she might be a bitch. Awkward, but someone's got to say it, haven't they? No, Lauren, no one had to say that. But it was, what was I talking about? Yeah, and the men in London, because I thought, like, oh, there'll be single men everywhere. It'll be like the Pied Piper, but with me, and no rats. But it's not. Like the other day, I was walking into town and there was this guy like walking along next to me, and you know when they're like trying to make eye contact, trying to have a chat, and he was doing that walk that like 20-something men do where they look a bit itchy, you know, and they've given it all that, and you look at them and you just think, if you would just wipe, you could walk like a normal human being. What's difficult about that? And he's giving it all this and he's making the eye contact, and I thought, oh bollocks, I'm going to have to talk to this guy, I don't want to engage in this. And I took my headphone out, and then he started our little rendezvous by just going, so what are you like on your way home from school? So I thought, what? That's a bit of a weird way to start a little... Because number one, I'm 25 years old, and number two, if I were on my way home from school, surely you shouldn't be doing this. Like, that is a decidedly dodgy way to find a girlfriend, don't you think? Just are you into after-school clubs? No, me neither, let's go home. Weird. But then I was thinking, well, there's a recession on, you know, potentially, if I've got quite a youthful face, I can make some money out of this. You know, I could sort of like rent myself out to primary schools. Just like, how so tense, isn't it? Hang around outside the school gates and attract the sort of slightly dodgier men, you know, let them do their thing and then be like, ha, joke's on you, that was legal. Because then everyone's happy, aren't they? Because the kids are safe to play Knock Knock Ginger and I've got someone to hold me in the dark hours. Some of you not sure whether to laugh or call somebody for help at that point, are you? That's fair enough. I got reviewed the other day and it just said that watching my comedy was a bit like watching a woman on the edge of a nervous breakdown. And I phoned my mum to just tell her, and her response was, oh well darling, at least you're only on the edge of the breakdown. You're not really clawing me back from the edge there, woman, but you know, fair's fair. It's difficult though, isn't it? Because when you're meant to be all perky and excited when you're mid-20s, and it's just a difficult time to be alive, I think. Like take men for example. So I'm single at the moment, and you kind of think like it should be like, yeah, picking them up and dropping them, but it's harder than that, because like nowadays women are meant to be all empowered, and we're all like, ah, bloody men, you're a man one, you don't even know where the clitoris is, and you know, some days I'm not sure where mine is. You know, you think I had it earlier, but I've been on a bus and you know how these things fall out your pockets. It's awkward, isn't it? And you know, we get all these magazines that are like 50 ways he'll never know how to please you. And you're like, 50? Oh my god, that sounds exhausting. I had absolutely no idea. I knew there was in and out. On a good day, they shake it all about, but I mean, 50, it's just all so tiring. I kind of think that I'm like the sexual equivalent of a slinky. You know those toys you get and you might take them home but you'll only ever use them once. You know what I mean? And you have to really prompt it to get it to go down properly first time. Generally someone ends up at the bottom of the stairs with concussion. It's just a bit awkward, isn't it? I'm going to leave you on this, but I discovered the other day, you know when you've been single for a while and you're going through like a dry spell, you know, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about, it's very normal, and you're trying to work out whether your dry spell is like a sandbox, you know, it's quite manageable, it might even be fun for a while. Or whether your dry spell is more like the Gobi Desert, in that you're probably going to die in it. And I realised the other day that my dry spell is now full-on Sahara mode. I was out with some friends of mine, and one of my friends had hiccups, and my other friend told her that the best way to get rid of hiccups is to have an orgasm with your fingers in your ears. And I was sitting there thinking, well, how is that possible?